Ladies and gentlemen, the action continues here in the center of the ring at Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City. This is Fight Night Live on Facebook, powered by Everlast. This next contest is scheduled for 8 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. Brought to you by Salida Promotions in association with Marshall Kaufman's Kings Promotions. And presented by Everlast to remind you to be first. Boardwalk Hall, the Ocean Resort Casino, Iron Road Employee Administration, Core Power High Protein Milkshakes, Anita Active Maximum Support, check out anita.com, Burger M Chef Inspired Burgers, Eat Clean Bro, Eat Like a World Champion, Elite Heat Water, just drink the water, and Mr. Custom Made. For the perfect knockout look, check out MrCustomMade.com. The judges scoring this contest are Eugene Grant, James Kinney, and Alan Rubenstein. And controlling the action at the sound of the bell, the referee in charge is Ricky Gonzalez. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He weighed in at 122 1/2 pounds. As a professional, his record stands with 8 victories against 1 defeat with 1 draw, 7 of those 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black with silver and represents Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Please welcome Marcus Dream Crusher Bates. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, weighed in at 122 3/4 pounds. As a professional, his impressive record stands at 12 victories against 2 defeats, 7 wins coming by way of knockout. He wears black, white, red, and green and hails from Fort Worth, Texas. Please welcome a consensus top 15 super bantamweight contender, the one, Jessie Angel Hernandez.
Okay, gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
So Marcus Bates coming off a loss, X-Man. We saw it in the first fight, coming off a loss. Where's your head at mentally? Where are you at? We're going to be on the lookout for that.
And he's fighting a tough, rugged guy, Hernandez. Like Frado said, consensus ranked in number 15 in the world. Bates is quick, he has speed, but right now he's fighting a bigger guy, taller guy, you know.
Hernandez, lighter skin, darker skin tone for Bates, and he's wearing the Everlast mitts there, white gloves. Hernandez comes in from Texas. He started fighting X-Man 8 years old, following in the footsteps of his brothers. He says, I'm the only one left doing it, and that's hence my nickname. I'm called the One. He says, I love boxing. Woods, it's everything to me. I fight for my family, for my brothers that fought before me and left the game early. Now, his momentum, his career momentum, straight up has slowed a little bit, so I think this is an opportunity to sort of relight the fire, Xavier.
What surprises me is that, you know, he's listed as a southpaw, but he's coming out in this fight as orthodox, and he just got caught with a quick right uppercut on the inside by Marcus Bates.
Now, Bates, you see, is giving up some height. Height is not always an advantage. Sometimes, hey, you have a longer torso, that means you can be open for the body. Sometimes people don't elongate their arms that whole way and use that wingspan, so we're going to keep an eye on it. Bates peppering nicely, moving well. You see, looking to counter there, slide back and crack a right hand.
You see the switch, and then the switch southpaw. And he cracks him with a nice right hook on the inside. And he's coming forward, pressing. Throws the right jab, lead right jab from the southpaw angle. Bates hits him with a nice straight right hand to the body.
Hernandez is 28, X-Man. He's like, the time is now, right? I mean, he's really got to sort of define who he is, what he is as a professional. Friends, we're going to be, as always, checking in, seeing who's watching, where you are. So do me a favor, let us know where you're watching. John Q. Fight Fan is emerging as a strong, solid commenter. Fast feed on both, he says. Eddie Valenzuela is watching from Phoenix, Arizona. Staley says this will be fast and furious. And Terrell Willis says knockout in the third round is what he's predicting. Wonder if he put some money on it there. And now in the left-handed stance, and he just ate a counter shot from Bates.
Bates just hurt him with a nice counter right hand, and right now Hernandez's legs are not there.
That's right. He switched his stance because he was having trouble. He says, maybe if I switch up, I'll stop these jello legs, man. 20 seconds remaining in round number 1. Absolutely. You nailed it, Mr. Marcus Bates. Caught Jessie Hernandez with a counter. Discombobulated him a little bit here in this second fight on Facebook, Fight Night Live. Now, under 10 seconds remaining in the first scheduled 8. These are super bantamweights in AC.
Nice right uppercut to the body by Bates. Solid.
Fight Night Live is powered by Everlast, who reminds you to be first. And presented by Eat Clean Bro. If you're a pro in training or you just want to eat like a world champion, check out Eat Clean Bro and use the promo code Fight Night. Elite Heat Water. The best fighters, trainers, and announcers just drink the water. And Mr. Custom Made. For a perfect knockout look, check out MrCustomMade.com.
Xavier Porter working the color booth. Talk to us about this replay, my friend.
Well, here you go. You see Bates catching a nice right uppercut, little sharp kind of right hook, but then that snapping right hand right there has Hernandez on wobbly legs. Doesn't even know where he's at. He switched from southpaw to orthodox. He didn't know what to do. He was stuck.
Marquise Johns is a faithful watcher. He says Bates looks strong in round number 1. I agree with him. Starting in round number 2, Hernandez edging forward. He's long and lean. He comes in from Texas, got the high guard. He's coming in off that loss. Thomas Patrick Ward is really a top-tier, top-grade guy, and actually Hernandez says he looked past him a little bit, X-Man. Surprisingly, for a ranked guy, he thought he had some momentum coming in. He says, I'm not going to do that again. I appreciated that he did admit that. He says it wasn't me in the ring. I believe that made the mistake of underestimating him, allowed him to dictate the flow of the fight. It was a mistake I will never make again. Here we are in round number 2, X-Man. You sensing anything different from the man from Texas, Hernandez, in this round? A little more aggression, maybe?
Actually, no. I think he's kind of apprehensive. He's just trying to, find the distance. He get caught with another right hand uppercut on the inside. He's a couple of steps behind the faster Bates, who's a bit sharper tonight. Much quicker, much more accurate. Hernandez continuously leaning in with his head first, thus getting caught by the straight right hand or the right uppercut. I think if Bates continues to fight like this, he can win this fight easy.
I will say,
and
an
also,
interesting choice
before
here.
we even go even further, Hernandez is cut over the left eye.
There you go, good pickup from the X-Man. Hernandez being put in tough right away with Marcus Bates after fighting that Ward, who was also smaller and quick. A good ring general, so they maybe said we want to get right back on the bike against the same rough sort of type of guy. Good hand speed and good foot speed. And so far it may not be proving to pan out the way that Team Hernandez would like. Here we are in round 2 of 8, minute 25 remaining. This is Boardwalk Hall. This is the theater at Boardwalk Hall.
Nice right hand by Bates. Get out the corner.
Hernandez is flailing away in the corner, but the accuracy is just not there, X-Man.
Can't touch him. One thing I do like, nice right hand by Bates.
Stunned him, X-Man. Backed him off and hurt him.
Nice combination by Bates on the inside. Hernandez is doing his best trying to time Bates. Bates is like a little mouse in there. He's like a little cat. He's like, I'm over here, and then 1 minute I'm over there, and the next minute I'm gone. Hernandez is having a lot of difficulty trying to get the timing down. He's long, he's tall, but he's slow.
Yeah, it's not a height advantage when you're...
This is a speed game right now.
That's it. Not a height advantage, no advantage right now because as Xavier picked up on, over the left eye, there's a cut. He is trying to advance forward. He's getting caught with the jab now, and look out, that right hand, that counter punch from Bates has been working real well in round 2 and round number 1. This is the end of round number 2.
Nice right hand by Hernandez towards the end of the round right there. Bates cannot get comfortable just waiting for that straight right hand. He's going to have to mix it up a little bit. But, hey, want to say hello to everybody out there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We appreciate y'all. Here we go with some ringside action. combinations on the inside by Bates. As you can see, watch the straight right hand over the top by Bates. Nice right uppercut. Pretty right uppercut by Bates. Then he goes right to the body, but watch the straight right hand. Bink! One of the best punches we've seen all night. Didn't really hurt Hernandez, but it was a really fantastic punch to land. And it was straight on the point, accurate. I want to say hello to everybody tuning in. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from again. Let us know where you're watching from again. And also, we got to understand something. Bates, I repeat, Bates, fights out of Washington, D.C. And again, he has fought some of the best or worked with and sparred with some of the best, including former current world champion, WBC world champion, Gary Russell Jr., and former world champion, Rasheed Warren, who was an Olympic dominating fighter in his own right.
Round 3 beginning. This is set for 8 rounds. This is Facebook Fight Night Live, powered by Everlast Salita Promotions. Dimitri Salita is the lead promoter. Helped put this thing together. It's taught by Clarissa Shields, taking on Christina Hammer. Our main event on Facebook Fight Night Live pits Gradanar against Carabajal. It is a world championship, the IBF world title, featherweights, 10 rounds or less, coming up. And Big Sam Peter is coming up next. People who watch fights in the 2000s remember Big Sam, hailing from Nigeria.
Who's
power
next?
in both fists.
Who's next?
And who's next and what's next? Coming from underneath is Marcus Bates, 8-1-1, showing lots to like, but not if you're the Hernandez team. He's coming in, he's looking slow, he's squared up, he's getting popped with right hand counters. From underneath as well, Marcus Bates is having luck with pretty much most everything he's doing. He's fighting a smart fight. He's dialed in mentally. He's remembering to keep those feet moving. And no, Hernandez is not effectively cutting off the ring on Marcus Bates, Mr. Porter.
Absolutely. And it is great to see Joshua Greer, Mr. Don't Blink, Joshua Greer tuning in, because these guys right here are in his division. So it's definitely a good thing to see him watching this fight. You know, but we got people tuning in from Australia. We have people tuning in from Spain. We have people tuning in from Argentina, from Sweden, probably also from Switzerland, as well as Russia. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. It gets no better than Fight Night Live. Good right hand on the inside by Bates. You can see the blood splattering off of the top of Hernandez's eyes. If they don't stop that cut, it's only going to get worse, and the fight can be stopped because of that cut.
Hernandez trying to get something going with the jab, just setting the table, but
Bates is dialed in.
He's getting carved up with all the cutlery there from Mr. Bates. And do me a favor, friend.
Nice straight right hand again.
As you're watching this, share this. If you like what we're doing, share it on Facebook, and then your friends can sort of pick up on it and say, oh, wait a second. Yeah, there's something to do on Saturday night. It doesn't cost any money. Facebook Fight Night Live. In our second year, well over 5 million views. Xavier Porter is the analyst. My name is Michael Woods of Ring Magazine and Everlast Talkbox podcast. Now 20 seconds remaining in this one. It is a super bantamweight attraction, and Bates is the slick boxer, the mover, who has used his feet to good advantage here. Now moving towards 10 seconds, and a step behind, or 2 steps behind, is Jessie Hernandez.
We got some people tuning in from Greece. I want to say thanks for tuning in from Greece. George E. Beeman from Indianapolis, stay tuned.
Undisputed Shields versus Hammer for the Unified Middleweight Championship of the World is brought to you by Salita Promotions and Showtime, and is presented by Boardwalk Hall, the Ocean Resort Casino, Iron Road Employee Administration, Core Power High Protein Milkshakes, a pre- and post-workout essential, Anita Active. For maximum support, visit anita.com. And Burger M, chef-inspired burgers.
Yeah, I think so.
So here we are. This is our second bout of the evening. Jessie Hernandez and Marcus Bates. And guess who had his hand raised? Marcus Bates, exuberant, telling the crowd, oh yeah, I did it. They stopped it. In between, we're going to get more lowdown and more of an explanation as to why Hernandez was cut. He was a step behind. You
It's a
see the
bad
bad
cut.
gash on
That's a
that
bad
left
cut.
eye. Now we get a close up and we see that could be the reasoning, X-Man.
That was a bad, and that's what I was saying or alluded to going into the end of the last round. I said, hey, you know, if they don't get that cut under control, this fight could be stopped because Marcus Bates was dialed in. There was no stopping his right hands and his left hands. He was dialed in. He was going to pick apart that left eye. You know, and that's exactly what happened.
And so we see also with that backflip, that gives some credence to the fact that we saw this guy as a mover, mobility edge, was using it from round number 1. Hernandez didn't have it. He was rather slow, honestly. He was ponderous. Look again, bang. And another one. That's 3 if you're counting at home. And 4. Is he ever going to stop?
Well, they call him Little Boozy. They say he resembles Little Boozy, the rapper. So we'll see what takes place going forward in his career. You know, this guy definitely came out, did a phenomenal job tonight.
And Mark Frado's going to tell us the timing.
Ladies and gentlemen, based on information provided by the doctor at ringside, the referee in charge, Ricky Gonzalez, calls for a halt to this contest. The official time comes at the end of number 3. TKO from Washington, D.C., Marcus Dream Crusher Bates.
So X-Men, the nickname, it's apt, the Dream Crusher. I'm not going to say that Hernandez's dream is crushed, but geez, the momentum, it's lagging, it's lacking. We said coming in, now is the time to define his true worth in this sphere, and he's coming off now. 2 losses in a row to Thomas Patrick Ward, and now to 8-1-1 Marcus Bates is looking in the mirror and asking, who am I? What am I doing here? We see the replay action here.
This is from the first round when Bates caught him with a nice right hand and had him, you know, all over the place. He was like he was ice skating without the ice skates. You know, he was all over the place. And as the fight progressed, Bates was just more accurate. His timing was on point. His speed was there. That left eye was only going to continue to get bloodier and bloodier. And, you know, hats off to both men for a good fight, but definitely hats off to Bates, a.k.a. Washington, D.C.'s Little Boozy. Great win tonight. Great win tonight.
Actually, go to 4